Hey there folks, Brent here for Pastures Farm. Welcome back to the farm. While the fall colors are in peak and absolutely beautiful, it is a little warm today. Hoping it cools off before next weekend. Now we've lost several chickens. We've had, several. I don't even know how many at this point. Our flock is getting mighty sparse compared to the 100 we started out with late spring, early summer when we integrated our spring chickens into our existing flock. With the loss of chickens, we're able to use some of those parts to help with our predator problem. So here we go, let's take a look. Now if you don't know what you're looking at, this is intentional, this is intentional, this little bare spot right here is intentional. There is a leg hold trap just under the surface of dirt there with a leaf over it and then dirt on top. Just above that we've got chicken parts and more chicken parts, right? This is an attractor. Can be seen from a long ways away in addition to putting out scent. This is the actual bait for the trap. Come in, step to try and get that, clamp down, and we've got them. That's spot number one. And now I chose spot number one here because we've had a big log come down over the fence, which makes for a great spot for animals to cross over back and forth. All right, so this fence runs clear the length of this field here. This is the one easy spot for them to cross. So if there's anything on that side of the fence coming to this side or anything on this side going to that side, it's going to come right past this trap right over here. Hopefully pick up a scent, pick up a visual, and we'll catch it. Now, I do know we've got cats out here, right? So we've got bobcats, we've got coyotes, we've got skunks, possums, raccoons, and fox. All of which are doing their best to eat my birds. So some of that's got to go. It's costing me money. I would love to catch them in the live trap and relocate them, but some animals are just too big to get caught in the live trap unless you've got a large dog size live trap, and I do not have one of those, and those are pretty pricey. Let's go take a look at the other ones. Just got done moving the chickens. They have fresh feed, fresh water is pumping. You can see, maybe, over here, there's a bare spot where they sat until I moved them today. Over here is where they sat 2 weeks ago. So here's set number two. Again, you've got wing as your visual attractant stuck way out here, and you can see it's visible from a pretty long ways away in all directions except for down in here, and even down in there it's still pretty visible because we're losing leaves. But anyways, we've got our visual attractant out here at the end of the limb. We've got our bait secured to the tree down here again. Got a little bit of glitter, a little bit of confetti in here. You can see there's plenty of feathers in here from the last time I set this. Now, I did set this with a barred rock chicken a couple of weeks ago, and something came in here and got that chicken. And now when I say that chicken was on the tree, it was up here. It was way up high. It wasn't down here where this is. It was up here. Something came in here, got that chicken off of there, sprung the trap, but didn't get caught. Now, I don't know if that was a raccoon climbing the tree. Maybe it could have been a buzzard to come in here and finagle it out of the tree somehow. I have no idea, but it made off of my bait, sprung the trap, and didn't get caught. So we've reset here with some of our casualties. I am 100% a novice, flat out amateur at trapping. Last winter was the first time I'd ever done it, and I caught a couple of cats, got rid of them, a couple of bobcats, caught a couple of raccoons, and I caught a raccoon. We'll show you here in a few minutes. And I mean, it works, but I've got a really low success rate. If you know anything about trapping and know how to increase my success rate in actually getting something caught with a bait without getting my bait stolen, or getting them to, in fact, actually get caught instead of just tripping the trap and getting away, let me know. Leave me something in the comments. I'm like I said, I've got maybe a 25-30% success rate. Old turkey feather. That one looks like it's relatively fresh. The edges of it are still intact and it's not split at all. I sure would like to get me a good old turkey. Alright, so lay of the land. Chickens are behind me. Directly behind the camera is set number 1. So there's set number 1. Set number 2 that we just looked at is down in this tree line way down here. Number 3 is over here, is where we're about to go. So there's set number 3. You've got your attractant up here in the tree. You've got some bait down here on the trunk, and our set down here at the bottom of the tree. That one has been productive here lately. Stick around to the end of the video to see that. Got that cleaned out, got it reset. We're good to go. So a couple of weeks ago, I caught something in this trap and relocated it. Came back, left the trap door open, but there was not really any bait in there to speak of. However, that doesn't necessarily seem to matter. Wake up. I'm trying to decide if I've caught this possum before. I need to see his other ear. Now, there's a possum out here that I've caught more than once, but he's got a split ear. No, that is not him. You see all that scuff on the end of his nose? A lot of times that happens when they're in the trap, especially when I'm transporting them, because these possums just go crazy on the four-wheeler and they skin their nose up. Now maybe he's done that trying to get out, I don't know. Now I'd put a biscuit in there last weekend and came out here and the biscuit was gone and nothing caught. I had completely forgotten about that old bone hanging in there. I guess that was enough to do it, although he doesn't look like he's eating any of it. So I don't know, maybe it was just a smell. Anyway, let's get this guy relocated. Well, hopefully that'll stay put. It was the only extra bungee that I had in there. You ready to go, bud? I see you in there blinking. Let's go for a ride. Before I go running down the road, I probably should make sure I got enough fuel. Oh yeah. To get down there and back. Off we go. That's a big old possum. See what I'm saying about their nose? Look here. Just skint up and getting blood everywhere. Let's let him go right here. There's a big brush pile right here. Old barn over there. River is down yonder. We're about a mile away from the farm at least. All right, here we go, bud. right into the brush pile. Off to live his best life. Oh, Sleeping Beauty has been relocated. Got the trap reset. And now this thing here, you can see has got a pan down in there, a plate. If that plate is depressed, it triggers right here and this door swings down, and then some of this here expands and locks, and this little thing here locks and pushes up against another piece so that the door can't be pushed back open and holds them in there. This back end just has a single peg in there that you can pull out, and that back door will swing open, and that's how you release them, which is what I just did. Now what I found with this thing is that this hinge isn't the greatest, and so what you have to do is just barely hook this on here. All right, I could put it way down in here like this where it sets in the nook, but that requires a lot of pressure on that plate to trigger the door. So what I do is just barely set it. You can see that that is just barely on there. And it takes very little pressure on that plate to trigger this door. And you can see we've got lots of confetti laying around here from all the predator activity we've had. So there you go. We've got 3 leg hold traps and 1 live trap, all within a, I don't know, 100-yard radius of our chickens. And so anything that comes in here has a pretty good likelihood of getting caught. We'll check back tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and just keep checking them and see if we lose bait or if we get lucky and catch something. You probably can't tell it from here, but he is breathing, and I just saw an eye wink. The old masked bandit here got one of my chickens the other day, drug it through or under an electric netting fence, ate the head and part of the breast and most of the guts out of it, and just left the rest of it to waste. Time for him to vacate the premises.